Have you noticed that in the last few years there are more and more airplanes with their engines nacelle and exhaust nozzle shaped like this? So what is it and what does it do? Couldn't sleep on the flight because it's too noisy? We've all been there. Engine noise is one of the major contributors to the overall sound levels of an aircraft in operation. It comes mainly from the fan, the exhaust, the compressor, the combustor, and the turbine. Trying to reduce the noise from all these components of the engine is one thing, but achieving it without affecting the engine's overall design or performances is another. This thing comes close to that. It's called the chevrons. Chevrons are the sawtooth patterns seen on the trailing edges of jet engine nozzles. As hot air from the engine core mixes with cooler air blowing through the engine fan, the shaped edges serve to smooth the mixing, especially at the boundaries, which reduces turbulence that creates noise. Some engines also have chevrons on their nacelle to help with mixing of the air from the engines with the ambient air. One of the first chevrons were installed around 2003 on a General Electric engine mounted on a Bombardier CRJ900 aircraft. But they really gained traction in 2006 with the introduction of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. This particular design was developed by NASA and other stakeholders since 1996. At first glance, chevrons appear to be an elegant solution, but the simplistic-looking design actually took years of research and experimentation. The ratio of the number of teeth to the engine diameter has to be right. Too low, it won't have any effect. Too high, it will actually make it louder. The idea of altering the shape of the engine nozzle for noise reduction purposes is not something new. It's not exactly clear who came up with it first, but the concept was around as early as 1952, found in a report by two men from the then called UK College of Aeronautics, now known as Cranfield University. In their report, different nozzles were tested to see their effects in terms of noise. You can see how this nozzle bears resemblance to chevrons that we see today. Unfortunately, the chevrons are not a perfect solution as it does affect the plane's aerodynamics, albeit just a little bit. It causes the thrust of the engines being reduced, but only by about 0.5%. Nevertheless, seems like it's a big enough reason for Airbus not to have it on all of their airplanes, and why you would only see them mostly on Boeing's airplanes. Dougie Hunter, the Airbus A350 chief engineer, was quoted as saying, "We didn't get a noise advantage from chevrons, and there's a specific fuel consumption penalty, so we've not adopted them. In fact, we might stop seeing the chevrons altogether in the future." Even Boeing is ditching them on the upcoming 777 Act and opted for another groundbreaking noise reduction design, which most likely involves a ceramic mixer and looks a little bit like this. Whatever it is, modern passenger aircrafts are getting more and more quiet with the advancements of technology. Maybe one day we'll be able to sleep comfortably on our flight, or don't even notice that we're flying, minus the turbulence of course.